Good day everyone. Today we are going to discuss about how you can get clients for your business. This video mainly focuses on B2B business clients, and we will also talk about B2C business clients, but we won't focus on it. So I will be going to explain this entire video in form of a presentation. I will explain you the slides, and make sure to take your notebook and make notes of it because I hope you don't want to waste your time seeing this video again and again. I mean, if you want, you could, but why waste time, right? So, new way to get clients on demand. A complete blueprint, demand and supply, lead management, cold calling, LinkedIn, Instagram agency growth, and AI systems. We will cover everything in this entire video. So, what we will cover? We will cover supply and demand tension by Daniel Priestley, the assessment and scorecard method, cold calling mastery, three-step masterclass, who, what, why, 5 Instagram new outreach methods, getting clients for your AI agency, waiting list and registration of interest, core app, the AI building demo. This point is generally a startup idea kind of thing. This doesn't help you in any way to get clients, but it is a way which you can build your startup, and it's kind of a startup idea. I mean, if you want, you could proceed, but it's not much important for you. LinkedIn for software and agency clients, LinkedIn lead generation masterclass. LinkedIn, for this video, we require you to have LinkedIn premium, because like we can do anything in LinkedIn related to sales without having LinkedIn premium. Like if you are going for this, if you encounter these two uh, sections, then you may skip if you aren't interested in LinkedIn premium, or it's really costly for you. Then agency acquisition, agency means your maybe SAS agency or any agency you run, and key takeaways and action plans. In this, lastly, we will also cover what we learned in entire video. So let's get started. Demand and supply tension. What is demand and supply tension? We all know that demand and supply, what it is at its core. Demand means what we want. Supply means what we are providing. The core idea is getting paid enough isn't about doing a good job. It's about creating supply and demand tension. When supply and demand tension means when more people want what you make than you supply, price and perceived value rise. So let's take airlines and supermarket. They run essential supplies, like they don't provide any luxurious items. They just provide items which are essential to daily life. So that business is difficult. They can only charge 3 to 7% of commission for their businesses. But that's why they don't create any tension, because demand is there, but supply is more than the demand. So they have to run their business on 3 to 7% interest rates. Meanwhile, there is Rolex, the watch company. Though it's non-essential, it's a luxury item, and though there is a lot of demand, lot of people, even maybe you only also want a Rolex watch, but this supply is less. That's why they are able to manage 75% commissions for their one watch. So this is supply and demand tension at its core. Kim Kardashian thought experiment. If Kim Kardashian launched a business in your industry today, she could make $100 million in just 12 months. Why? Because she has the supply and demand tension. Not because her work is better, because she has an audience that can signal their intent instantly. Kim Kardashian knows her audience. They know that they will buy anything she will sell, anything she's ready to sell. Her audience signal intent instantly. She picks and chooses the best fit clients from an enormous inbound pool. The lesson is lead generation is a downstream of everything. Sales, hiring, even fundraising get easier once lead flow. Adam Smith's diamond water paradox. Water is essential to life, and yet it's nearly free because supply is abundant and relative to the demand. Means that like water is literally everywhere. It's literally almost free. It's not free totally, but it's almost free, though it's essential because supply is too much. It's not about being essential or not essential. Like I've gave you the airlines company and the Rolex watch example. You might think that essential items have a lot of supply and we can't charge more, but it's not the case. Essentiality is not the criteria for having low commission. Essential is just like we are giving an example of essential. Some things might be essential, but they can cost higher. There are many things like that. You could search the internet for that. We won't waste time on it here. Meanwhile, diamonds are not essential, yet they are very expensive because demand is there and supply is relatively low. Fair versus unfair margins. 3 to 7% is typically fair for airline margins and essential stuff. Like 3 to 5%, 3 to 7%, it's okay. Meanwhile, 70%, 75% for the luxury item. So don't classify this. This is just for representational purpose. Don't classify that essential items are margins are fair and non-essential items like Rolex watch margins are like unfair. It's not like that. Glastonbury Festival Playbook. Glastonbury is a arguably world's most profitable music festival, yet you cannot simply buy a ticket because 700,000 people join the registration of interest, yet only 130,000 people get the ticket. Ticket go live only for 30 minutes in 1 year. Like you can imagine, only for 30 minutes in a year, yet all the 130,000 tickets get sold instantly in just those 30 minutes. That clearly indicates that there is more demand than supply. They are marketing for signals, not sales, collecting intent before even making an offer. Result, an entire year's inventory sells out in just 30 minutes. Signals versus sales. To buy, a prospect must be 90% sure that they want your service. A high bar that creates buyer's remorse risk. To signal interest, the prospect only needs to be 10 to 20% sure or far lower bar to clear. What's the difference? To buy from you, the prospect must be sure that they want to buy from you, such as Rolex. People who want Rolex are sure that they want to buy from Rolex. But if someone wants to buy a luxurious watch, they signal intent to Rolex. Then Rolex can perceive it as a signal, and for that signal, they must be just 10 to 20% sure that they want to buy a luxury watch. That's the difference. The strategy is stop asking people to buy and start asking them to signal. Stop asking to going to people and saying like you can buy our stuff is like really healthy or really colorful or whatever. Start asking them for signals. Go to them, ask them, do you want this product? This is asking for a signal. I mean, which I am explaining is really simple way, but you could ask in many more ways, such as what do you want? What problems do you face? And what's one thing that will change or reduce effort from your daily life? This is the way you ask for signals. Once you collect more signals than you need, you can reveal scarcity and let the demand and supply tension to the selling. The buyer pyramid. Not all buyers are equal. They organize into hierarchy of who sees the most value in what you do. Top of the pyramid, hungry funded, ready to say, take my money. Bottom of the pyramid, they are unsure, unfunded, price sensitive, and they are like really not sure on what you're providing, whether they want to buy it or not. If you process leads one at a time, you unconsciously price for the bottom of the pyramid. Let that sink in. I will repeat that again. If you process leads one at a time, you unconsciously price for the bottom of the pyramid. Remember that. Goal is to use the data collection, assessments, waiting list. We will discuss about this further in the video to build the pyramid first and then only engage in the sales. Now we will discuss two reasons why the buyer will pay you a premium. Reason 1, return on investment. This is self-explanatory. I don't have to explain it to you. You are smart enough for that. Reason 2, market forces. People think that the price you are pricing the product you have is backed by market prices, not just you made something up on yourself. These two reasons are why people will pay you premium. Get access to this PDF PPT. The link is in my description because I am not going to cover very obvious topics because you obviously know it. I consider you smart enough for that. Now, module 2, section 2, waiting list and registration of interest. This is a way you can transform your sales into a different way, a pre-workout for your sales. Basically that. Waiting list is just a pre-workout for your sales, which prepares your sales to go much smoother. Let's discuss this. Waiting list versus registration of interest. Waiting list for future capacity, a service or cohort that doesn't exist yet, launching in 6 to 12 months. This is the waiting list. A registration of interest for current capacity, you could work together sooner but must apply first. That's registration of interest. I am repeating once again. registration of interest for current capacity, you could work together sooner but must apply first. Both flip your sales dynamically. The prospect applies to you rather than you pitching to them. That's the power of waiting list. Promote the list with the same fervor you'd promote your actual product on stage, on socials, and on your homepage. Remember this: promote your list. What is list? List of your waiting list. Promote that with the same fervor you promote your product. That's more beneficial, we will discuss about why it's more beneficial further in this video. Real world proof, limited drops. Like collecting figure companies underwards release only 200 pieces at a time. They sell out almost instantly. Transparency drives urgency. 10,000 likes and only 200 product left. It shows that there's a scarcity. The sneaker drop culture, like notify when it's available. This shows anticipation and shows people that the product they are behind is very scarce and limited. Fear of missing of drop. A FOMO drop is a powerful, repeatable psychological trigger you can borrow for a service. FOMO. Applying this to your service. Let's say you are talking to your client, you can say stuff like, we typically book clients 3 to 6 months in advance due to demand. Join the waiting list for our question 3 or whatever. And this clearly tells your client that you are premium. You don't have any lack of clients. You have clients. Your agency is filled with clients, and they are one of them. And now you might think, our human brain will think that if a client sees that we already have so much clients, then why would there be another client in the list? But it's not. But it's wrong. Our human brain is designed as with the sheep mindset. If they see more people taking your service, then more people will come to take your service. It just works that way. You don't have to be scared about new clients to be staying in the waiting list for like days and stuff. They will wait because they think your service is worth it, and it should be worth it. Don't disappoint them. Like the first rule of sales is your product have to be worth it to solve the buyer's problem. The speaker replaced book me with a registration of interest form asking out audience size, ticket type, sponsorship needs. This reveals rich qualifying data before any conversation happens. The prospect starts psychologically adopting the solution the moment they fill in the form. Always design team, always ask 5 to 6 segmentation question. Never just capture an email. Like you have to, before like making the sales call and stuff, you have to ask them about their question. This question be anything. We will discuss further in this video. Let's move further. Segmentation questions that will work. We will discuss this. How many years had been you doing the business? Startup. Does the business have dedicated marketing team? What would you describe your brand as, a traditional or modern? What problem are you trying to solve, and why does it matter to you right now? Does your current identity reflect your personal or company values? Remember, people buy from fear or love. Question can surface either driver. So these are the questions you can ask before making a deal with the client, closing a deal with the client. That will just increase your image in front of them, and you, most importantly, you will get information about the client, whether you can work with them or not. Let's say I'm a fruit vendor, but I don't sell fruits as a retailer, wholesaler. I sell them as an exporter. I sell tomatoes, let's say, for example, in quantity of tons and hundreds and thousands of tons. And I'm searching for clients. So I found you. You are my client. I ask you questions before. Yes, this is what I do. This is what segmentation questions are. Before closing a deal with you, I will ask you questions. I will ask you, how much are you going to buy from me? What qualities do you expect? What specific type of tomatoes you want? So you say, like, you say stuff like, I want thousands of tons of tomatoes. You want red tomatoes, you want juicy tomatoes. That's all fine. Now I made this client. This client says he wants only 500 kilograms of tomatoes. Rejected. Why would I deal with this client when I have you? Why would I waste my time on 500 kilos of tomatoes when I can just find more clients who are buying from me in more value. You might be understanding my point. This saves your time. We will discuss about rejecting the clients, but to explain this, I have to explain you this earlier. We will talk about that. Don't worry. Adding transparency to create tension. Reveal the imbalance. This is one of the powerful tool you can use to create tension in your clients and show them that you are really uh, like a busy agency. You have your agency is filled with clients and they want to be a part of you too. We have capacity for 20 clients and 200 people are on the waiting list. You can do this. Invite people to a visible community, a WhatsApp group of like 1,200 businesses signaling real demand. You can do this. Like they won't get offended being in your waiting list. No one gets offended being on waiting list. Keep that in mind. If the opportunity or the product you are giving is worth it, remember that. Invite prospects as a guest to your events you sponsor. Visible crowds build this person is in demand perception. Like, see, this I told you earlier. This person is in demand perception is created in the mind of the prospect when you like create tension, show that you are in demand and you have very low space for more clients. Keep that in mind. Once tension is visible, you can comfortably reveal your higher price. I will explain it once again. Once the tension is visible, you can comfortably reveal your higher price. It now makes sense in the context. If a million clients knocked on your door tomorrow, you could probably service two or three without going crazy, especially if you want to do a great job. This is the quote I have picked up from one of the videos. Unit 3, the assessment method. Let me drink some water first. Stay hydrated, guys. Assessment best selling. The doctor's analogy. I've said this many times and I will say it again. Doctors are the best salesperson. I will repeat. Doctors are the best salesperson. Doctors never prescribe before diagnosing. Doctor never look at your face and tell you have BP, high BP, or you have this or that disease and prescribe you medicines. They always make you do some tests, and make you bring blood reports, and they make you test like MRI, CRI, whatever it is. I don't know. I have never gone to doctor. Right? That's it. Thank to God, I'm healthy till now, and I hope that keeps on going. I hope God keeps you healthy too. God loves you. Now, they run tests, they explain the results, then they recommend a treatment. In businesses, refuse to discuss solution until the prospect has completed a structural assessment. If you do this, it's really powerful tool. I'm telling you. An assessment is typically a 30 to 40 objective type questions that discuss about the prospect's business goals and their pain points. You then discuss the results, not the generic pitch, creating a perfect fit for the conversation. Now, why this assessment I'm talking about works so well? They create a perceived value moment. This person cares enough to understand me before selling to me. This is the psychology of the buyer. This person cares enough to understand me before selling to me is what's running into the mind of the buyer, if your client. They filter out low intent prospect unwilling to invest time reflecting on their own goals. Like I said earlier, a tomato buyer who's just buying me 500 kilos of tomato, he's signaling low intent, low. For me, he's a low value client, so I won't deal with him. Publicizing volumes, 100 of companies complete it monthly. You might think assessment method is so new, no one does it. If you do it, it won't work. No, literally every company do it. It's just not visible to you, or maybe you do. I don't know you, but if you are experienced enough, you know this happens a lot. Creates its own demand and supply tension. You can charge for the assessment itself, just like the doctors. Doctors, if they have their own hospital, they charge for the blood test, they charge for the MRI, they charge for the CT scan. So, with their solution, they are also charging you for their assessments. So, you can work both the ways, like double income, not double income. Assessment will generally take up of your only 30 to 40% of your total revenue generated through that client. So, I mean, income is at the end income. Money is money. Doesn't matter if it's more or less. Case study: Robot mascot's pitch ready scorecard. Now, this is a really interesting case study. UK agency Robot UK agency Robot Mascot helps startup raise funding and build investor-ready branding and pitch decks. Instead of pitching services, they launch a pitch-ready scorecard, 25 questions revealing their pitching weaknesses. Competitors receive a free copy of their founder's book, Investable Entrepreneur, while the team shows the results or reviews the results. Follow-up reframes the conversation entirely. Here's what we have found. Here's what we know. Here's what you need to fix and stuff like that. The results are prospect arrive at the sales call already sold on the diagnosis. The team just needs to propose the cure. This company already booked the client before even making a deal. Why? Because they did so much research on the client, showed what's pain points of their businesses, what where their business is lacking. So the client is so involved in them, they can't think of going anywhere for the solution, right? Like if you go to a doctor, they make you, let's suppose, do five tests. So you won't even think of taking those tests and going to some other doctor. You won't even think of it because that doctor didn't make you to do these tests. You will go to the same doctor and ask and tell them that we have done these tests. Now tell me our diagnosis. You have already been booked even before making a deal, right? This is really powerful. You must use this. I recommend. Another case study. I mean, you can read this, but I don't want to waste your time. So we'll move further. This is the same scorecard formats they use. This is one of the two, means there are a lot of, but these are two. Readiness scorecards, which tell is your brand ready or not. These are the scorecard formats you could use for your businesses, or the questions which we have written here you could use your for business. I will pause for a second. You could take a screenshot or note it down for yourself, and we will move further. We will wait for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Are you done? Like you can basically pause it afterward. Like just pause the video, write it down. We are moving further. Anatomy of an assessment funnel. Like we all know funnels, right? Basic. If you don't know funnels, how are you into sales? Okay, let's suppose this is your first video you're watching on how to get clients and your first startup video. Funnel is a magic box which converts local audience into your buying clients. It's funnel. Now what's assessment funnel? What should be anatomy of it? The landing page, the quizzes of questions, the logic of these quizzes, and result price. Simple. No complexity. It's just simple, but it might not be easy because according to your business, you have to curate uh, these questions entirely. There are various types of questions. There are 5 scaling questions, which are 5 points, 7 points, even 10 points, and purpose of each scaling points is different. There are yes or no questions. There are strongly agree, strongly disagree type of questions. You might have, if you have filled some survey forms, you might know about this. But yeah, you could also note down this. It's not that complicated to explain. Building rules into the quiz itself. Now, this is something I think you can do, right? So when you ask the client about themselves to know the client, you could also set some rules. Like, let's suppose he is 500 kilos tomato buyer. Let's say I'm ready to make a deal with him. Okay. So I start doing assessment of it. How many, like, what quality do you want? How much, like, whatever questions. Then I put an extra question which says, are you ready to receive an order? Are you ready to face and delay of like extra 5 days if something goes wrong? Right? I can ask this and know if the client says yes or no. Like I know my business, I know stuff goes wrong a lot of time, let's say, and it usually takes 2 3 days to 4 days to get it right. So I ask the client, are you willing to wait for 5 days if something goes wrong? If the client says no, I won't do it, because what if something goes wrong? I have to be on safe side. I don't have to disappoint him, right? So these are the type you can ask question to the clients in the assessment itself for yourself, for your sake. Remember, data is the king. Data, I don't have to explain it. The more data you have, the more you are at advantage. If prospect scores as heavy micromanager, you can say, I appreciate the honesty, but I only works with ones and twos on this scale. Just for example, let's say you hold higher ground without ever claiming superiority. You are just starting at document preferences. It also sets working relationship expectations in writing before the engagement even begins. Turning away clients on purpose. This is what I said, told to you earlier. You must, and you will eventually turn down clients. Eventually, you will turn down clients because you will realize value of your time, and you will realize that not all the clients are meant to do business with. Signal limited capacity. I don't have unlimited. You don't have unlimited capacity. Keep that in mind. You have limited energy, limited time, so you have to work with it with its full efficiency. And what do I do isn't for everyone. This must be true to be believable, and the best salespeople genuinely do turn away poor fits. Remember this: best salespeople do turn down poor fits, not the best fits. Best fits, you obviously would like to take, right? You will just turn down the poor fits. You won't waste your energy on poor fits or people who are like really bad clients or really low level clients you don't want to do. It's document each declined prospect as a mini case study you can reference in future sales conversation. No matter what, you have to document every single thing, even the prospects you have turned down. I will document him. I will document and keep the data of the assessment he has given to me. Even if he is buying just 500 kilos of tomatoes and I have turned him down, but I will still keep his data because data is king and it might help me somewhere in near future. Like how much data is gonna take of me? 2 KBs, like come on. I can surely afford that. Unit 4. This is just as I've told you, a startup kind of thing. It's not really that important. If you're interested in a startup idea, you could go for the account, or you can just skip to the next section. So scorecard app. We discussed assessment, right? So why not build a app that does all the uh, or makes the stuff essential for assessment for the companies, right? You could build a app in which it will have every templates, page templates, quiz builder, and also which is linked to a result page, right? You could build this and sell it to the business and stuff. Like this is a really good idea. I don't think anyone is doing this right now. I know websites and apps which build quizzes and only landing pages, but no one does this all three stuff together. You could price start anything from $30 to $60 according to you. Even you can charge more than that because I don't think anyone is doing this. AI wizard step up in 4 moves. Describe your business. This will be in your app if you decide to make it. Describe your business. AI suggests concepts. AI builds categories and various questions. Full campaign is generated. Then you sell it to the company. Company spreads it to their clients. Clients fill that form and get their results. The company pays you. Simple. Data enrichment and personalized follow up. When the real email is submitted, the system scours public data to enrich the lead profile automatically. AI drafts a custom follow-up email referencing the prospect's specific quiz answers, no generic templates. Example, I noticed you prioritized locally sourced ingredients. Here's what we do could strengthen your branding. These all things will be in your app, which will also suggest businesses how they can level up and be more profitable. You can also add existing campaign analysis. You could, for example, a key person of influence its scorecard is had 302 visits and its conversation rate was 44%. Question level analytics reveal patterns. Example, 69% of respondents said no to a key readiness question. The single stat becomes a ready-made press release or LinkedIn post generated by AI instantly. The quizathon hackathon concept. Just like for your app, let's suppose you launch this app, you can organize hackathon named Quizathon for your app to be like more popular and more to get for you to get more feedback on how your app is. You can gather a bunch of students or business owners and make them participate in this hackathon, and the more clients they reach and more clients they book using your this made app, the then the one who has the more clients is the winner. This is the concept. 5. Cold call mastery. I hope you didn't see the last part because it was not really helpful, but just a concept. I mean, you could use it. I mean, it's good strategy, good idea, not a bad one. It's all dependent on it. Cold call mastery. How to flood your business with clients through cold calling. Ground zero. Product market fit first. This is the first thing you must check about your product if you're running a business or product. You need a product or a service that market genuinely wants, ideally with some existing customers already. This is really important. You can't sell something which people don't really want. You can't sell dinosaur food to the people because there are no dinosaurs right now. No one pets dinosaurs, like it's totally useless. No one will buy it. Even the stupid people won't buy it. Why you are selling it, right? You must have something that people and market genuinely wants. It's better if there is already a customer market for it. If you are brand new, if you are brand new with no product market fit, your cold call campaigns becomes a market research exercise instead. Don't skip this step. Outbound amplifies what you already have, good or bad. Your tech stack, keep it simple. Data provider, use Google Maps. Scraper for local businesses. Apollo, Zoom, Info, Salesbot for executives. Social scraping tools like for B2C. We are talking B2B, but like you can use this for B2C too. CRM, HubSpot, Go High Level, or Atito, where contacts are stored and tracked. Parallel dialer. You need a dialer. Don't call with your local phone number. You might get banned. Use tools like Nooks or Call, whatever they are called. I don't know this. I don't use this. Scheduling tool. Scheduling also important. Integrate your dialer CRM so booking your attribution happens automatically. Booking and attribution. Math of sales. Work backwards from your revenue goal using a simple funnel calculator. The inputs you will give to this calculator are your targeted revenue, average deal size, dial to connect rate, book rate, show rate, sales to acceptance rate, and win rate. Example, let's say your total target revenue is 100K a month. At $20,000 average deal size needs 5 deals from 25 opportunities, 28 meetings, 40 bookings, 722 conversations, and 17,000 dials. With a 69% channel reach industry average, that requires a list of roughly 1,000 plus contacts for the month. 4 pillars of outbound calling, cold calling. First is the target. You need a target. You need your audience or people who you think will buy your product. Let's say I'm suppose selling a broom. No working professional will buy a broom. Only housewives or maybe who are working in that industry, cleaning industry will buy brooms. I can't sell a broom to a child, right? So target. Who exactly are you going after? Define your ideal customer profile, ICP. It is really important. You can generate this with AI, but make sure to prompt it very precisely and with every minute detail you have in your brain. List the exact contacts with verified phone numbers you will be calling. Message what you actually say, you objection handling and follow-up scripts. You must have this all before messaging. You must generate a script. You can basically generate it with AI. It's not like AI will mess up your entire business cold calling campaign. No, you can take help of it, but don't entirely be dependent on it. Have some human elements too, because no matter how AI gets good, humans will somehow always be able to detect that it's AI. I personally can detect AI videos instantly. I don't need to see it for like 10 times to know it's AI. I can really know that it's AI. So don't totally be dependent on AI. Rep performance. How consistently and skillful the calls are executed day by day, including your CRM hygiene. CRM hygiene is just you don't get banned type stuff. Building your ideal customer profile, ICP, really important. Map the problem space, market data, your top customers, and your competitive swim lane. Example, software testing services for mid-market financial, healthcare, and SaaS companies narrow to credit union and banks. Ideal titles for that ICP is CTO, CIO, and director in IT. Pulling and cleaning your list. Tools like salesbot.io offer roughly 2x the B2B contact coverage of Zoom Info at 3 times more that of Apollo at lower cost. Use AI driven filters like tech leaders in a small town to medium credit unions instead of manual parameter this thing. Use AI. AI using is really good. It will just help you if you use it, not totally depend on it. Manually clean the list, remove irrelevant titles, board members, advisors, like, and filter the director level and above because they don't make the deals because they just make the decisions. The deals makers are people you make actually deal with. I mean, it could be anyone according to your business. Export clean contacts directly into your CRM or dialer to avoid duplication or manual entry. Three messaging documents you must have. First is call talk track, your main screenplay for the cold call from opener to booking the meetings. You must have the script ready with you, printed out in besides you. You must know what you have to say. Second, objection handling cheat sheet. Have a cheat sheet in which all the FAQs would be listed down and their solutions. Let's say you are on a talk with the clients. You are talking and client suddenly ask a question like he asked, "What if one tomato I get? Let's say, what if I get rotten tomatoes?" Now, the rotten tomatoes stuff is not in your caller script, right? Who keeps a rotten tomato stuff in uh, caller script? So must you must have FAQs or quick conversation ready responses that most common objections stuff list. You should have it also to answer this type of question quickly. And all other screenplays like voicemail, appointment reminders, discovery call handoffs, reschedules, the buyer journey to talk track followers. Follows like fear, trust, curiosity, commitment, then action, which is showing up. Anatomy of a cold call. This is how your cold call should look like. Intro, permission based opener, double tap their name, confident tone on your company name, then a pattern interrupt question. Then, big deal, the main pitch, status alignment plus subject matter authority plus a sharp unique value proposition. Address, then downsell and close. Address top 1 to 2 objections, lower the stakes, and use the soft ask to transition to schedule. Then schedule plus qualify. Offer two specific time slots, confirm their email, tie down for reschedule communication, then qualify. Let's save. This is a sample opener script I've made for you. Like, hey John, this is Micah over at company X. I know I'm interrupting you a bit, but do you mind if I have a minute of yours? I can let you know why I called you and you can let me know if it's relevant or not. You have you heard of company X? Like, you can ask this. No worries, feel free to cut me off if it's not in your wheelhouse. Use a playful, curious tone, a few natural ums and ohs. Like, it's okay. It makes the cold call feel less like a cold call and more like a conversation you're having. Prevent the script from sounding robotic, and I will add to this sounding robotic and sounding too salesy. Like, if that makes sense. Salesy means like just focused on selling. Like, robots are just emotionless and they are just on telling you the information. You don't have to be like that. You don't have to be salesy. You don't have to be just sell to that person. Just sell to. You don't have to be like that. You must have conversation first, and then you gather information about the customer or client, and then sell if they want your product on. This upfront contract gives the prospect the power to exit gracefully, which paradoxically keeps more of them on the line. Remember this. The power, if you give your client the power to leave, then they will stay more. But if you don't, then they will want to leave. Remember that. Sample big deal pitch. Cybersecurity analyst. Example. We are currently trusted by over 1,400 companies and 87 of the Fortune 1000. Think Amazon, Disney, Google. 90%, 92% of the attacks happen at the identity level, with email as the biggest focal point of the breaches. Most well-meaning organizations rely on basic authentication markers. That's like bargaining a leather helmet to a 2025 NFL game. This campaign specifically has generated over 80 sales qualified meetings. Social proof closes the pitch. Social proof is one of the important points in sales, you might know it. Scheduling and qualification tips. Offer two specific time windows rather than one open calendar. Rather than a one specific time or an open calendar, it signals you are in demand. Confirm the email, ask them to hit accept on the invite so that you know it landed. Get a verbal commitment on how they will notify you or reschedule. This materially improves show rates. Qualification questions come after scheduling once trust is established, not at the start of the call. These are the kind of KPIs you should track. 849 a day dials, 849 dials a day needed to hit 17,000 a month across 20 business days. 200 an hour max dials achievable using a parallel dialer tool. 7 touches, average number of touch points it takes to close a deal. Diagnosing a slow pipeline. If you have a low call volume, just call more, make more cold calls. Low pickup rate, time for a new cleaner list. Like if people are not picking your call, then just clean the list and make a new one. Low booking rate usually means messaging or targeting issue. You have to improve on it. But often it's rep performance. Messaging tweaks, you can do it. 2 to 3 word changes can double the conversation, double down the conversation. I recommend you make 2 to 3 more changes to your script and keep making changes until you close your company. Like keep improving, guys. Even a slight change can, you don't know what wonders he can do, right? You have to keep improving. So keep even if 2 3 words, keep that, make those changes in your script. Four things that drive 80% of the results. Manage cooldowns and phone health scores. Overcalling gets your number flagged as a spam. Remember this. So be careful. Dialing during peak business hours, all relevant in all relevant time zones. Call only during the peak business hours. No one wants to be get no one wants to get a call, a business call when they're with their family, right? Even you don't want to get called when you're with just chilling in your sofa or like with your family. Adjust the gold is in follow-ups. The gold is in follow-ups, proper disposition and bucketing of every contact. Adjust levels in the correct order. Performance, message, list, target. Don't jump straight to uh, retargeting. And this is why one rep performance matter more than tools. A good surfer can ride an ironing board, but a great surfboard can only carry a bad surfer so far. Now we are entering into the LinkedIn territory. Remember, you must have LinkedIn Premium for this. Otherwise, you can't do any of this. So if you have LinkedIn Premium, you may continue. If you don't, then skip to the next section. Industry benchmarks to know so that you know what realistic targets are. You just don't set unrealistic targets. 102 days average lead to close length. 27 average B2B buyer interaction before closing a deal, and up to 93% since 2015. 60% of B2B purchases now involve 4 plus decision makers. The buyer's pyramid. This will tell you how many types of buyers are there and where they lie in the pyramid. 3% of any audience are actively in the buy mode right now, aware of this problem and seeking a solution. 7% are open to buying, aware of the problem but not are actually searching. 30% aren't thinking about it. 30% don't think they are interested, and 30% know that they are not interested. Implication: you must consistently pester your audience over time. Most people aren't ready today, but they will or may be ready tomorrow. LinkedIn profile optimization. Have a good profile photo, a good banner, have a great headline on your LinkedIn profile, and have a custom button which will be your CTA for your sales. But for having the CTA button, you need to have LinkedIn Premium. About and feature section. Our section showcase your previous results, testimonials, and link to your profile, portfolio, or case studies. featured sections, testimonials, press features, case studies, anything that builds instant credibility. Place your most important link in the left column. This is the only column visible on the mobile where 60% of LinkedIn uses happen. Keep recommendations current. Ask recent clients for fresh ones rather than relying on old ones. Finding ideal clients with Sales Navigator. Use the Accounts tab, not leads. You are selling to businesses, so search for companies first. Filter by headquarters, location, technologies used, like for example Shopify Plus, if that's you're selling to. Company headcount and industry. Use Boolean search operators like ands or ors to combine keywords precisely. Once you have found your target companies, view current employees and filter by seniority level. More reliable than job titles, which people often obscure. The two-step connection message formula. First message you all should be go with the genuine hyper-specific compliment on their work. Now in one sentence, not generic flattery. Just simple sentence explaining how you are impressed by the work. The second message should go with a soft, low pressure pivot like I'm reaching out for business reasons but wanted to start with something nice. Happy to chat if it's useful. Like just a small pivot, a slight pivot. Send the connections request without a note. LinkedIn data shows notes actually reduce acceptance rates. This respects both things. LinkedIn users hate the most being spammed and having their time wasted. Nurture sequences and limits. If no responses, send intelligent follow ups over 7 to 8 messages across up to 2 months. Remember this, no days. Mix humor with genuine value in each touch. Every touch also count towards a 27 interactions average, like I have told you already. LinkedIn limits to 200 connection requests per week, which is 800 per month via the Sales Navigator. Content cadence. Post 3 to times per week, which is, I mean, upon it's dependent on your business. Like if you business clicks more photographs, okay, you can do more than this, but 3 times is bare minimum. You should do like at least 2 times a day, 2 times a week is the lowest point you can go. Don't go below it. Posting daily can trigger LinkedIn's spam penalties. Now, Unit 7, the 3-step masterclass, we will discuss who you serve, what you want, and why it matters, why they want. Sales is a change management. Every sale moves someone from their current state baseline to a desired future state. You must know both where they are now and where they are likely to be. Most creative professionals never learn to define their own benchmarks, so they can't discuss them with their buyers. Bigger problems create bigger opportunities to make money. The size of the transformation sets the price. Money is nothing more than a scorecard against the transformation, the positive change you create. So, in order to talk about money, we should talk about the transformation. The art of the art center positioning example. Week offer. Go to art center, graduate in 4 years, and get a design degree. This is a weak offer you present to a client, let's suppose. But what is a strong offer? Strong offer is you will become a leader in the design industry, hold executive roles, and earn up to 3 times more than your peers at the schools. You can see the difference, right? Going to someone and saying, go to the art center, go to the art center, graduate in 4 years, and you'll get a degree. Versus, you will become the leader at the design industry, hold executive roles, and earn 3 times more than your peers in other schools. The difference is clear for me, at least. Add emotional appeal. We attract the top 1% of creatives. Your classmates and teachers are working professionals. This just adds on. The stack evidence, graduate after graduate, one success story after another. This is the proof you can give to your future clients or your future buyers. The Harvard oversubscribe model. Harvard isn't a great school. It just lets the talented people enter their school. So anyone who's graduated from Harvard was previously means he was already smart. He wasn't it wasn't something like he was some kind of idiot. He went to Harvard and came out as smart. No. The people who study in Harvard are already smart. Harvard isn't some kind of magical school which transforms people. Harvard has vastly more applicants than spots. Demand far exceeds supply, like we talked earlier. Because acceptance is so selective, people assume quality without ever verifying it directly. Remember this. If the demand is too high, then people just accept that it's really high quality without even verifying it. Once you are successful with the track record, you can stop needing to the market. Harvard rarely runs ads. Harvard's real genius isn't teaching, it's picking great students who were often already great before arriving. I've told you this. This is the oversubscribed state, Daniel Priestley. You can engineer version of it in your own business. Building your own oversubscribed states. This is the way you can do in for your business. Content marketing. Generate more interest than you can physically service. Build the eyeballs first. Communicate limited capacity. State clearly that you have finite spots and a waiting list. Case studies as proof. Fancy words for I've done this before many times with the repeatable processes. Low variance in process. A clearly defined process is equal to low variance in outcomes is equal to reduced buyer risk and friction. What that meant is like you have to the resistance for buyer to close or take decisions for your businesses to make decision to buy something of your businesses should be low. The resistance, if the resistance is high, it just simply won't buy, right? The resistance will be low. It's kind of obvious. The McDonald's consistency principle. McDonald's genius isn't great hamburgers. It's radical consistency across every location. Low variance in process equals low variance in outcomes. Clients buy the outcome. A clearly defined process removes uncertainty from that person's. If you go to McDonald's right now, you know what's going to happen. You're going to go to the counter, you're going to give your order, you will get your order, you will eat it and leave. There is little to no variance in this. Like, okay, let's say you went to Rolls Royce and you don't want to buy a car, you want to buy a jet engine, right? You don't know anything about it, you don't know where to go, which branch of there to go, what you have to ask, what are to whom to talk to, what will be the prices. You don't know anything. So that will just simply mean you won't go, right? There is too much variance, and that's really bad for the business. Like, not bad because Rolls Royce already have customers who know what they are buying. Like, I took my example for example because I don't know anything about jet engines. Why would I go to Rolex and buy a jet engine when I don't know anything about it? But if they had a manager or a person who would introduce me to the jet engines and explain all the stuff, then the case might be different. Then I might buy the jet engines. The person will act as a, let's say, a butter to the friction. Like, it will just ease the process for me to buy an engine. Communicating limited capacity concretely. We can only take 10 clients a year and we know there's an opening in March. If you like to be considered, then please get on the waiting list. This mirrors a restaurant reservation system. Suddenly, people who weren't sure they wanted in felt compelled to commit. Like, I live in India. There's a restaurant in Bangalore, which is in India. The restaurant isn't really luxurious or doesn't give any something different from other restaurants. It just has limited seats. That's all. Just because they have limited seats, it generates over like $2 million a year revenue. Can you imagine it? Not $2 million, wait, maybe $200,000, something like that. Yes, just because they made their seats limited and made a waiting list for their restaurants, they generated mind blowing results. This technique I'm telling you is really powerful. You must try it. You must create a waiting list for your business to be perceived as a really concrete business and a really powerful, really a business which the buyer really wants. Realistically, you cannot handle 100 clients well. Say so externally, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. Like, we all know I can't, even if I could call 100 clients, I can't accept and manage all of them. I can just manage two or three. So I will just go on and say it like I can only handle two or three. So I have already have two or three clients. You can be on waiting list for my future clients, right? You can just do it. You have to eventually turn down clients, and that's going to happen. I know you are going to be profitable. I know you will do it. So just be consistent. Who? Step one, the hardest decision. Creative people are divergent thinkers who crave variety. This becomes the enemy of focus. The key to success is the rule of one. One service, one client type, one product, one funnel, one offer. Alex Hormoz's exercise. Imagine all of your clients vanish tomorrow. Who's the one client you would rebuild your business around? Ronald Baker, implementing value pricing. The biggest mistake is failing to discriminate, deliberately choosing who not to serve. Two criteria for a dream client. Hunger. Do they experience real multidimensional pain such as personal pain, professional pain, emotional, like those sort of pain, multidimensional. Pain drives spending. The headaches means Tylenol. I don't know what that is. I've never had a headache like this to eat a pill or like something like that. Thank God. And I hope nothing like that happens to you too. A migraine means a doctor. Real pain always converts to spend. Don't feel bad for providing solution for people's pain. It's just solution and it's going to solve their problems, right? Don't feel bad as a salesperson for it. Never manufacture pain in a happy functioning business. That's an uphill unethical sales climb. Capacity to pay is there fresh ongoing supply of new clients or the market shrinking? Warning sign. A magazine designer who loves editorial work may have hunger but no capacity. Ad revenue in that industry is declining. Passion without market capacity is a business that you will starve inside. The who pays versus who benefits insight. People always will pay if they are not being benefited and someone else is being benefited. Remember this. When a person who pays isn't the person who benefits, selling becomes dramatically easier. Example, a father pays 10K for their son's Ivy League application coaching. Guilt and love overrides price sensitivity. Let's take an example. A $10 million a year YouTube teacher teaching English realized that his true customers were the parents of the kids who he was teaching, not the kids themselves. We are more generous with other than ourselves. Sell message gifts packages to spouse, not the tired person themselves. Study shows spending on others creates more lasting happiness than spending it on yourself. Selling to real decision makers. In B2B, the person who signs the check is really the person who benefits day to day. Give a intent Give the internal champion, example the marketing manager, materials to convince the actual budget holder. CEO, CFO. Buyer's remorse is lower when there's a discount between payer and the beneficiary. They are less likely to demand refunds. This is compelling, underused way to sell creative services at a higher price points. Case study. Let's study a case. Alternative healthcare plans. A raw dream client, alternative health, reflects personal values but capacity to pay is unproven. Refinement. Anything that solves must have a problem, like EpiPen, usually commands strong willingness to pay. Ad conditions must be established, funded, or growing, not early stage startups with no budget. I don't do branding, I only do rebrands. A branding implies an existing functional business ready to invest. Two clients type which you should generally really avoid. First is artists who have unhealthy relationship with money, creating friction with healthy business relationships. Don't deal with them. And second is startups, typically a lack of business experience and often share that unhealthy relationship with spending. So stay away from them. Same problem, different client. Almost every company has same underlying problem. They want more money, which means more clients. That means they are likely also to struggle with content creation, personal branding, public speaking, recruitment, delegation, retention, all of this stuff. Isn't this strange? They have literally the same problem as you because you're both running a business, obviously. Understanding your own business struggle gives you a built-in empathy for your dream clients' struggles. Remember this. Be empathetic and generous, and always have gratitude. Step two, what? The three ways to make more money. Sell more, raise your price, reduce the cost. Reducing the cost proves margin but doesn't grow the customer base. It's weakest lever of three. Let's do the maths for doubling the client, increasing your cost. Price. Let's say you have 100 clients, 10 you charge each one with $10 and that's $1,000 gross. Double the customers. Let's say you choose to double the customers instead of raising the price. So now you have 200 clients with then you will get approx 2000. Like you have 100 clients, you get 1000, you have 2000, 200 clients, you will get 3000 rupees at 50% margin. It's net $1000. But if that same client, if you think of doubling down if you think of doubling the price, which will be from $10 to $20, then see the results. Now the price, you have 100 same clients, but the price is $20. Now you are still getting $2000, but now the margin raises to 75% from 50% when you increase the customers, double the customers. Now at 75% margin of $2000, you get $15,000, which outperforms the content customer doubling scenario. So you should always double your prices instead of doubling your customers. A key insight: raising price is almost always the better lever than adding customers. It doesn't cost proportionally more to deliver, and it doesn't strain your capacity of the team. Innovation versus efficiency. Pick one. Innovation is messy and wastes more money by nature. Testing features, rolling out experiments, killing what fails. Efficiency means minimizing waste and standardizing. That's the total opposite mindset. You cannot optimize both simultaneously. Clients who say they want to be innovative are implicitly not prioritizing cost savings. Software driver service can hit all three levels at once: reduce the cost, gain customers, premium sales, compelling pitch. Playing the long game, growth over profit. Never, not every company optimizes for profit today. Some optimizes for the audience or the market share. Like Amazon ran at a loss for over a decade while building towards becoming world's most valuable company. Investors often accept years of losses in pursuit of category dominance. They understand this trade-off intuitively. Understand which game your prospect is playing before pitching a more profit now solution. Step 3. Why? Finding a real pain point. Mohan Kagan's, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, three-part exercise. 1. Log your own daily frictional pain points. Chances are many others share the same frustration. 2. Review your credit card statement. Anything you overpaid for or felt under-delivered is a business opportunity. 3. Notice your avoidance. The task and outcomes you actively avoid are the clearest business signals of all. Recommend companion reads: Disruptive, Atomic Habits, $1 Million Weekend. These are all the good reads you could read as a business owner. Building AI powered bio personas. Prompt: you have to use AI, or I will suggest use Claude for this. ChatGPT, Gemini are good, but Claude is much more powerful than you put just a prompt. Create a typical day, morning or night for dash and dash persona detailed list. And you'll also put what services do they buy monthly, what are they trying to avoid doing, and what negative outcomes are they trying to prevent. Use price levels like buy persona for B2B decision maker, customer for end consumer. Give quality inputs like role, workshop, or content, audience, price. The more context, the sharper the AI's output. Always remember, you should put as much input, as much context as you can to get the best outcome for yourself. The hierarchy of buying motivations. The bottom tier: food, health, clothing, shelter, medicine, all the necessary stuffs. They you can't really make profit of them. Like the margin is really low. Next, the wealthy: security, income, stability. Next, the relationships, connection, community, belongings. Higher, the status, how other people perceive you. And the top tier, which have the highest level of margin, is identity. Who am I? What is my potential? Self actualization drives the highest spend. Remember this. I recommend your business should like it any of this uh, next higher or top tier categories to make real profits and huge profits. water status and identity. Water is a survival necessity, yet Fiji and Boss Water sell it at widely different prices via status. Like I told in starting of the video, water is essential. Essentiality doesn't mean it had to be sell at a low cost. Fiji and Boss sell at high prices because they don't sell it as just as a normal water. They sell it as a status. Liquid death sells identity, not hydration. Murder your thirst. Targets a punk rock self-image, not thirst. Remember, one's quality is table stakes and indistinguishable your value and your quality. Only perceived intangible value differentiates you. Rory Sutherland, Alchemy. Most people can't tell wine quality apart. Price itself shapes the perceived enjoyment. Like you take two water bottles, one is in the luxury cup and one is just a plastic bottle. The people will automatically tell that the one in the luxury cup tastes more pure, more fresh than the bottle one. It's just how people perceive things through their pies. It's just how humans are. The British Rail case study. British Rail spent roughly 1.8 billion euros to make trains 20% faster. The customer satisfaction barely moved. So, Rory Sutherland proposal was spend a fraction on modern servicing free champagne. Perceived value would rise more. And Louis Vuitton, and this increase the customer satisfaction rate magically. They didn't make the trains faster. They just found a way to make them forget the time by providing the free champagnes. Louis Vuitton became first $20 billion company fashion brand almost entirely on status and identity and not raw material cost. Design and price communicate perceived quality more powerfully than products' actual specs. Case study: the decline of photography. Everyone owns a high quality camera smartphone. So barrier to entry in photography is like almost vanished. A good enough resolution. Consumer increasingly accept lower quality for convenience. Trend towards dematerialization, paying more to own fewer physical things. Photography pay is dropping despite demanding rising demand in images. Abundance has crushed the differentiation. Segmenting the photography market, family portraits budged almost exclusively by sentimental means of having buyers. A narrow, low frequency market, wedding, a better market, now couples buying repeatedly across their population through rarely more than once each. Events, the best market, renewing supply with two distinct buyers, event organization and public seekers or influencers. Rule: prefer market with fresh, recurring supply over one of saturated niches. Who really buys at wedding photography? Stereotypically, the bride cares most and drives the purchasing decision. Sell to whoever cares the most. Among parents, the mother often decides where the money is spent, while the father often is the bank funding the decision. A campaign like Give the Gift that lasts of a lifetime targeted at father can open uncontested market territory. Adding a second buyer persona can double your addressable market without changing your actual service delivery. Selling event photography, what they will really be buying. Weak pitch, do you need photos for your event? Usually falls flat. The strong pitch where is how much social engagement do you get before, during, and after your last event? Like, this creates a question. The buyer makes you make the buyer think calls, which increases your chances to book that client. This opens a brainstorming conversation about extending event buzz, like I said, not about camera specs. The real sale, sold out events, premium perceptions, and social engagement, photography is the just the vehicle. Guess who's now sharing your event on LinkedIn and Instagram? Attendees are marketing for you. The problem sample, tool content framework. Highlight the problem. Magnify it clearly. Tired of undersold events? Do you know the conversation dies right after? Give a sample. The Costco effect. A free test creates a desire for more. Give away 1 to 8 step process. Give a tool, usually digital, a short list, a calculator, a checklist, something immediately useful and shareable. So Dr. Squatch created viral ads inventing a problem that didn't previously exist. You are not the dish. So you are not a dish. Stop washing with detergents. They co-opted a language from Big Taco and Big Pharma to create Big Soap, an anime narrative. As soon as a real or invented problem is understood, the audience want a solution immediately. Lesson: naming and magnifying a problem is often more persuasive than describing your solution features. Always have a problem for the product you are selling, which is the solution. And if there isn't a problem, then you may create one for selling your product, because when the problem is there, people want its solution. The ultimate client design exercise: imagine you could only ever have one client and all your future businesses must come from their referrals. What would you need to deliver for them to become your biggest advocate? Always remember, don't treat clients as just it's just another client. You will get many more. Always treat your clients like a king, because one client may refer your service to another one, and it may go on, and you can get more clients. So no matter how many clients you have, treat each one equally and treat each one with the best possible way you have. Most people under deliver because they undercharge, because the client is undercharging you. So you think to under deliver him, but don't do that. Charge a premium price lets you over deliver systems sustainably. Design your business around delight, that one archetype. The referral engine takes care of the rest. Now, Unit 4, LinkedIn Lead Generation Masterclass. Again, I already told you, you need to have LinkedIn Premium to use any of the things I'm teaching you here about LinkedIn. The three-step LinkedIn system: understand your offer, who you serve, what you're selling with crystal clarity. Understand content consistency to attract inbound attention. Use sales mechanism to convert followers into booked calls. Common mistake which everyone does is targeting everybody, means effectively targeting nobody. You have to target only the people who you want to sell. Don't target people who you might want to sell or who you think will buy your product. No, you have to target only those who you know will have strong chance to buy your product. Validating your offer: talk directly to the prospective customers and gather feedback on interest and pricing. If you have no audience yet, study what competitors are offering and selling successfully. Competitor analysis is must. No matter in which industry you are, analyzing your competitors and analyzing the people in your niche or in your field who are doing great is at your biggest advantage. It will just make wonders for you. No offer is fully original. Nearly every lead gen agency, SEO agency, or coaching offer resemblance one another. So if your offer might resemble another, so it's totally fine. It's just normal. Focus at execution and positioning, not manufacturing originality. The YouTube to LinkedIn funnel: drive your YouTube views to LinkedIn profile. You can do it too. I have my LinkedIn profile. I have it. I have put my link in description. You can check it out. But don't worry, I'm not selling anything. Once the LinkedIn, once on LinkedIn, viewers follow, scroll content, and build familiarity before even being pitched. So, if you want clients, let's say you are doing B2C, and your clients is someone who is just a startup founder, so you can make videos on startups and put your LinkedIn link in the description. So the startup founder who is watching your video might go on to LinkedIn, and he's scrolling LinkedIn, he will see your posts and see your activity on the LinkedIn and get inspired by you or feel some familiarity with you. So then he just falls into the trap or in your control, which is to he will just say yes before ever being pitched by you. Post once per day minimum. I mean, this is optional. You can post twice a week, but once per day is also enough. But I don't think so. You could manage this. But once per day is really great. Text, image, or video, anything. Consistency matters more than format. I will recommend post bare minimum 2 times a week, and above it, anything you can do. Repurpose top performing YouTube content into LinkedIn text summaries for double duty. You could just take your video, transcribe it, and ask Claude to just summarize it or make it into short LinkedIn post with some images and kind of thing, which will perform really great on LinkedIn and gain you too much attention and traction for your business. The pain solution via content formula. Every high performing post follows the same three-bit structure: pain, solution, and why it matters. You have to show why, what is their problem, what problems they are facing, the solution you are providing, and why the solution you are providing is the best and why they should buy it. Example, most people try to generate leads on LinkedIn but fail. Here's why. Here's the fix why it matters to you. Content should read like you are talking onto your own self, younger self. Plain language, no jargon. Personal pattern interrupt photos like a cafe trip or a coffee photo or a trip often outperform generic stock or infographic post. Just be yourself. Don't be a robot. Like you are a human. You go outside, you enjoy, you do stuff that sometimes that is not related to your business, and posting that on LinkedIn or anywhere on your professional platform is okay, which it just makes you more human and makes the customer, your client, trust you more. The three trigger types of to monitor daily. The three trigger types to monitor daily. One, people who send you connection request. Two, people who engage with your content, and people who viewed your profile. These three types of people you need to monitor, because these three types of people you will find your next client on LinkedIn. The three-line DM formula, the basic intro, hey John, then the data and observation which you did about their businesses, and then insight or a question about their businesses. I previously told you about another LinkedIn DM formula in which you trace their or just write a small message to their business specifically, and then you can do a small pivot in which you will tell them like this is just a business purpose. If you are ready to talk, then we can continue, but you can do this too. But the most powerful thing you can do is use this plus that. You can first DM about their businesses, like I love your business, I love your job, and whatever thing you are doing, and then uh, send them this message about their observation about the business they are working in, the observation of that, like your business, let's say, don't have a website, so is that intentional or something. And then the third message should be, I am here for business purposes, and like you don't have a website, I make website, so if you are interested, we could continue. Like this is really powerful. You can try it, and I guess it will work. I mean, it has worked. So this video is made on things which have already worked. So if you try this out, it will work. Why this converts better than cold outbounds? You are out. You are only reaching out to people who already know who you are through your content, the YouTube content you post, through which they come onto your LinkedIn and they already know who you are. This dramatically raises connection to acceptance rates, DM response rates, calling to booking rates versus cold email. No automation tool required. Manual high quality outreach at 40 DMs a day is entirely trackable on a simple spreadsheet. I'm already telling you, I have told you before also, you have to track every single thing. You have to also track the customers you didn't approach or didn't or turn down. And you also obviously have to track the clients you have taken up and worked with. Multiple six-figure consulting business have been built on this system alone without complex tech tracks. Many of the companies do this. They make YouTube videos about it. Many founders do this. They make YouTube video that paste their LinkedIn link in the description. Then you go to the LinkedIn and then watch their content and get engaged with it, and then they pitch you. Simple. Four common mistakes to avoid. Posting inconsistently. Don't be inconsistent. Consistency is the key to success. You have to be consistent in every single thing to be successful. Not DMing every day. This is again inconsistency. If you're DMing today, you did 100 DMs today, but you slack off. You just said, I like, let's say today you didn't uh, got something went wrong, so you didn't message. Then day after tomorrow, you made same reason. Then day after the third day, you did 2 3 DMs, and this is really inconsistent. Don't do this. This will just disrupt your business and destroy it. Not even, don't be inconsistent in your business too. It's just really harmful. Not following up. Not following up dramatically reduces your response rate. If you just ask 2 through 3 follow-ups to the same client, he will respond you. Like it's written here. Not following up. Response rates rise significantly by simply circling back to the people who went quiet, who didn't respond you. Not improving content post over post means not improving your content with every post. Batch scheduling, 3 unchanged post logs mediocrity. Don't post everything like just the same, with the same formula, with the same type of images, with the same format. Don't post it. It gets too repetitive, and people will get bored. Keep improving with every post you post on LinkedIn. Unit 9. 5 new Instagram outreach methods. Now, this you don't need Instagram Premium. There isn't anything like Instagram Premium. You can do this with your Instagram account, but make sure the Instagram account you have is professional and is for business purposes only. Don't use your personal email account or something like that. What not to do? The generic compliment trap. Hey, hi, my name. Love your stuff. Curious if you're doing anything with email marketing right now. This is bullshit. You just told your name and give three-word compliment to them and just start. And the whole sentence is about how you can get them as a client. This will just trigger the person's brain that you are just going to sell them something and you're not a genuine person and you're just on to selling and you just want to sell them. You just want to have them buy your product, which really puts a bad impact on their brain. This instantly recognizes as a masked copy paste outreach and it damages the trust of you to their images in their minds. A 30-second Google search will reveal whether the prospect already does what you're pitching, not researching signals laziness. Always do the market research. Let's say, suppose this is my client. Let's suppose you are my client. So before pitching you, I will do just like a few minutes of research on what you are doing. Like, let's suppose I was going to provide you with a really great website with many of AI integrations and stuff. So I do a research on you. Do you have a website? Okay, if you already have a website, so what does your website lack? Let's say your website lacks a chatbot. So then I will pitch you on that you have a website but you don't have a chatbot. So I may be able to help you with anything with like that. This is really great. Instead of just going up to you and saying, hey, I make websites, my name is this, I love your business, and I'm going to make you a website. This is bullshit. Always have some background data, some context about the customer, the client you're pitching. Pitching a well-known expert on their own specialty is like telling to Shakespeare that you can teach him poetry. This is just like stupidity. Fixing the complement. Two rules. Rule one: hyper specificity. Be hyper specific about their complement, which it makes them feel like you know them and you have done the research on them and you are genuine. The rule two: compliment marination. Separate your compliment by your pitch by 2 to 4 days. Like I told you, don't directly jump on the pitching right after you compliment them. After you compliment them, keep them in contact, keep complimenting them, keep a connection with them, and then after your first message to them, after like 2 to 3 days or 4 to 5 days, the more is better because the client will feel like you are just talking to him, you are just another founder, you are a genuine person, a good person to talk to, and then you can, when that person feels like that, you can pitch them that it feels more natural and have more response to booking rate. This makes the compliment feel genuine rather than set up for sales pitch. Just like I said, goal: make each prospect feel like the only person you're reaching out to. Remember this: make each prospect feel like the only person you're reaching out to. If you're, even if you're not, like, obviously you are going to pitch 100 clients a day, but make each one of them feel like they are the only ones you are pitching to. Put like, so the effort you are going to put in is going to be huge, and which obviously was because you have a business. Come on, you're a hardworking person. Reframe the angle. Position yourself as saving them time, not blowing up their businesses. Don't go just to sell them. Sell them the solution. Don't sell them your services, right? Sell them in like a friendly way, not as a salesperson. I will transform my business. Read as inexperienced. Method 1 and 2: efficient prospecting. The many chat comment method. Find posts where people comment a keyword, example freedom, to unlock a resource. Commenters are often already business owners, so that's shooting fish in a barrel. So when you're scrolling through Instagram, scroll through, if you find a post which is sharing something really is useful and it is targeted to your audience. Let's suppose I sell some tomatoes and I see a post who's telling something about tomatoes, something interesting about the tomatoes. Then I will go to the comment section, and every last person in that comment section will be the one who is interested in tomatoes. So I will just pitch all of them. Community platforms like school. Join niche communities of your business owners. Scale your, like anything it can be, and concentrated pool of qualified prospects. Joining the community platforms which already have your clients is really best way to get more clients. Key rule: only prospect on profiles that sell to businesses, not to people who want to start a businesses. Like I said, people who you don't want to engage with, like people who have a really bad relationship with money and who are just new startup founders. They are not really serious about their businesses. Don't engage with them. Time allocation. Aim for 20 to 20, 10 to 20% of time prospecting, 80% of actually outreaching. Don't invest most of your time in building the list. Method 3, the micro plus Loom combo. Loom is an app. Record a screen share Loom video max 4 minutes walking through a personalized microboard, which is about their businesses. Include their content, their funnel, their screenshot, their follower count, their headline, and proof. This is just basically the proof that you did research on them. Add visually diagrams showing potential improvements, showing your creativity and your genuinity. Include testimonials, results screenshots, open rates, list growth, and even light-hearted memes to just humanize the pitch. Don't be a robot, just be a human, which you are. This looks dramatically more professional than text DM that demonstrates completely before any call happens. Like I said, share them a video, like record yourself on a whiteboard and explain them like what you can do, what you saw in them, what you observed in the businesses, what improvements you can do in businesses. Draw a simple pie chart or something like that, which will just tell them that you actually did research. You didn't just copy paste everything from the chat GPT or something like that. Method 4, promo follow-ups. Follow every single prospect you have outreach to. Watch their stories over weeks and months for signals. Real example, a prospect posted they were hiring salespeople, not copywriters. An alert outreach spotted an opening right away. I was wondering if you're looking for a copywriter or a marketing talent. He got led to a $3,000 a month client relationship. This only works if you maintain a good relationship over time with the client, rather than just accepting the no and stop talking to them. Method 5, the upfront value method. Instead of pitching cold, write a real tailored copy for the specific prospect unsolicited. Unsolicited. This directly counters the risk of being ignored. No one wants to be ignored by someone who is actually watching them, who's actually seeing their efforts. You are already demonstrated the deliverable. Practice discipline. Write 2 to 3 pages of tailored copy daily. Each becoming a new outreach opportunity. Most prospects aren't looking for someone to 10x them. They just want time to be saved and outsourced execution. Module 10, Agency Client Acquisition A to Z. So I will like to talk about the previous section we have talked about. The most important thing is your and client relationship, no matter whether from which country they are from. You have to set up a client like a friend relationship with them. Don't just go and talk to them like a salesperson and go sell to them. Talk to them as someone who's just a normal guy from the same niche and just trying to make some friends or trying to build new connections. Like connections feels more professional than friendship. So go to them, pitch them like, hey, I'm from the same niche. We work in the same niche. I'm interested in things like this, XYZ. You are too. So can you give me some uh, anything, any tips? And I was increasing my connection and stuff. Then after you did your first message like this, then after like a week is like a really good point. After like week, you can pitch them. After a week, you will have to keep continually talking to them and know what's the problems they are facing, what kind of client they are, if you really want to work with them or not. This is, like I said, the assessment method. You have to assess them manually, or you can do it by a Google form or stuff like that. But assessing a client like this is way more efficient than just simply sending them a Google form. But it actually works too. Both works. It's upon you what you want to do. And after 1 week, you can send them a message. Oh, you told me about the problem you are facing. I'm actually run a business about the same problem solving. So if you are interested, we might work together. And this is really powerful, and it has way more chances of working than just simply cold calling or cold emailing and selling our services. Let's move on. Model 10, Agency Client Acquisition A to Z. This is for your agency, whatever agency you run, this is for you. 4 pillars of client acquisition. Outreach. Outreach to people via anything, like any method. By now you must have known few methods to outreach to clients. So you can do by cold emailing. I mean, cold emailing is just old school. You can do it. It sometimes works, but there are better methods, but it's the baseline. It also works too. I'm not saying that cold emailing, cold calling doesn't work at all, but there are better methods. Putting yourself in front of prospects directly. Content, inbound content attention generated by publishing consistently. Like I said, post on Instagram, post on LinkedIn, post on YouTube. This is how you get more clients. If your business don't have a content creation team or something like that, you're going to face a lot of problems related to clients. Paid ads, buying customer directly through ad spend. I will suggest you to use LinkedIn ads because the customers you are going to ask for are business customers. Like we are talking about B2B client acquisition. So it's suggested to use LinkedIn ads instead of Facebook ads or Google ads like that, because no founder spends time in their company on Facebook, right? Most of them will search on LinkedIn, or most of them scroll on LinkedIn. So make sure to use, you will get more professional clients on LinkedIn that way. And you can also filter out many of them by various feature LinkedIn provides. Referrals from clients, partners, agencies, networking, and word of mouth. Word of mouth is really powerful. If you have really that good of services, you will be get referrals from word of mouth. But from clients, from referrals, is the best way you can get a client. Like, just for this, you have to provide your services to the client with the utmost hospitality you can. Don't be like real too much professional. Don't be like, don't be a robot. Okay, you are human. I've already told you this. Make jokes. Don't make too offending jokes or something like that. Make light-hearted jokes and make them feel like you are a real person, not just a robot who is trying to sell them something. Goal. At every stage, get a booked call, not a sale. Qualify and close on it the call itself, typically a month retainer. Personal foundation first. Define, you have to build yourself first before getting the clients. Define your goals. If your goal is 10K a month, lifestyle businesses with small team, which, and so when you said this, that nothing looks like a 100% agency is built for exit. So you should have your goal about everything from your income to your team size to how much clients you get on daily basis or monthly basis. Should everything be planned, and the team must work according to it. Mindset. What is your why strong enough to survive the daily grind and repetition client acquisition demands? Your why must be so strong that you should be able to work without any results for years. This should go into man directly, because there are times when for years and years people don't get client, they don't get any kind of results, good results. So they, but the people who keep grinding despite this are the ones who succeed. Health and routine, sleep, work hours, physical energy directly determine execution capacity. Also, you have to fix your work hours, your sleep, your diet. If you go to gym, that's good. Join a MMA club or something like that. That's really important to keep in mind your health, because if you're not in good shape, then what you're gonna do? Like message them, hello, I am from XY. Like, no, it's not gonna work. Keep in mind yourself first, because you come first. You are the boss. Productivity environment. Eliminate distraction. Build a dedicated, focused workspace. Don't keep slot machines or games or arcade games near your office to just make the employees more engaged with each other. No. Keep the environment distraction free. 0 to 10K a month local, which is done by local businesses. Zero case studies means zero leverage. You must have case studies to have a leverage. If you don't, then you have to, like, you can fake it, but faking will go you to, no, means faking will work for some initial clients but won't work forever. You can use the initial clients as the uh, case studies later on, which will act as your leverage. So you may lie, okay, it's okay. So paid ads and most referral types are off the table, because you're targeting local businesses to reach 0 to 10K a month for your business. This stage is entirely out about cold outreach, throwing multiple channels at the wall to see what sticks. Priority order. Priority order. This will be your priority order to outreach the clients, which is networking events, door to door, cold calling, direct mail, or cold DM or DMs. Networking works the best precisely because most competitors avoid it. Most of your competitors who are doing business in your niche always try to avoid one-to-one connection, networking events, or door-to-door interaction. They are scared of it. But just because they are scared of it, you might have a chance. If you have a business selling tomatoes, go door to door telling people that you have really good tomatoes. Your tomatoes are special. Why our tomatoes are special? Why they might, why buying them will profit to the prospect. This will increase your skill and will just benefit you. Don't just cold DM. I mean, it works, but it just won't build a trust, and you will get more clients by going door to door and networking events than cold DMing and cold emailing. And you know it too. 10 0 to 10K local priority channel data, 5% of meeting book rate from cold calling, the highest of any easy to scale channel. 200 a week approx connection request limit from LinkedIn. Three minimum case studies needed before ads or partner referrals. If you are thinking about doing LinkedIn ads, at least have three to four already clients you can use as case studies. Building your first lead list. Aim for minimum 200 to 500 lists before leads before you start outreach. Don't run out mid campaign. Software options. Clay.com, which is most efficient. Directory scrapers built with or data miner, Google Maps scraping or data ingestion. Google Maps scraping because you are going to target only local businesses for 0 to 10K. We are going to talk about 10K to 50K, but for 0 to 10K, you have to target your local businesses. Always identify a named decision maker before contracting a company. Blind outreach converts like really poorly. Now, stage two, 0, 10K to 50K per month. Analyze and concentrate. Initially, we targeted local clients. Now, to reach 10K to 50K, we have to analyze and concentrate. Now, analyze what actually worked in stage one, like what kind of pitch you took, which actually worked and which converted more clients. Identify which kind of email you put on, identify the hooks, identify the body, identify the attention grabbing statements which made the client book your service. Cut every channel that underperform you. I mean, it's kind of obvious. You don't have to keep on continuing the things you did before which didn't work. Just cut it out. You have to now, your focus should be on more to concentrate and analyze rather than just trying to do like every stuff which works. No, you have already have enough data which worked in your stage one. Now you just have to use that data in your stage two to reach 50K a month. Consider hiring a setter, a appointment setter. So hiring a setter, appointment setter, like you are earning a 10K a month, you can obviously appoint a setter, appointment setter. So when the client calls you, the setter will talk to them and like tell them that you could be on waiting list. This will just increase your genuinity and your demand because I like told you earlier, client supply demand tension is more here because the customer will think like, oh, you have an appointment setter, so you must have a waiting list, and like the service you're providing is worth the time and worth the effort. But prioritize service delivery hires first. Introducing content, like I said, 10 to 50K a month, you must have a content creation team with you. Content becomes a non-negotiable pillar at this stage, though its payoff compounds slowly. Pick exactly one platform. For suppose you must choose LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook are really good platforms, but on Instagram people generally come just to uh, pass their time. Like aren't serious. They aren't looking for any businesses. On LinkedIn they are. On YouTube they are, but it's YouTube is a really good platform. But again, people come there for entertainment or not for business purposes. So target exactly one platform, which will be LinkedIn. Splitting across 5 platforms guarantees traction or none. For managing like 5 to 6 social media accounts, you must have team of that big size. If you have a team of like, let's suppose 10 people is enough team to handle like 10 5 to all the out of the social platforms including YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. You if you have team of like 10 members, then go for it, go for all the target all the platforms. But if your team is small, which is just you and your editor and let's suppose some camera guy or stuff, then just target one platform, which is LinkedIn. And if you're targeting LinkedIn, don't hire a video editor, hire a copywriter, which will be more benefit for you. YouTube is recommended by default, it is, but go for LinkedIn. Evergreen, discoverable via Google, and highest revenue generation platform. If your business is B2C, then go for Instagram and YouTube. But it's B2B, then go for LinkedIn. For local businesses, specifically Facebook groups, local niche firms outperform broad platforms like Twitter. If your business is local B2C, and it's local, then go for Facebook groups or local events and stuff like that. Landing pages types. The landing page is basically, you know what, it's just a website on which the customer will come, know about your services, and book your appointment and talk to you about stuff. Lead forms, the lowest fraction, embedded directly in the ad, good for the first 3 to 6 months before fatigue sets in. Second, straight sale landing pages, offer started in the hero section, in like the first section you put out by our services. The prices are 999 or whatever it is. Why we are different? Blog, proof blog, then the straight to the booking calendar, the best performing funnel for the most agencies at any scale. Most of the agencies and the ads you see on your Instagram have these type of landing page. They directly put their prices, their services on the hero section. Lead magnet, free resources. Give your clients free resources. Act like a magnet, attract them, and then convert them to your clients. VSL, video sales letter. Like I said, make a record of video of yourself, telling what you did, what um, where you observe the business the client, the business you're targeting is lacking and stuff like that. Referral that works now. Client referrals reach at its peak satisfaction. Client referral reach out at peak satisfaction after delivering results. Offer a discount incentive. Like you have to make your client should be at its peak of satisfaction. Then only this referral might work for you. Networking, industry events, conferences, and mastermind groups compounds relationship over time. I'm talking. Keep that in mind. I'm always talking about client and your relationship, not your business, because you don't have to work with the client and just leave him. You have to keep connection with that client because you never know to whom that client will refer your service to. Like, let's suppose I'm working at tomato seller, which is buying only 1 ton of my tomatoes. Like it's bare minimum for me, but still it's in my niche which I can provide to him. So I will talk to him, and even if his order is really low, uh, I will serve him with utmost peak satisfaction rate for him. Then it might be a chance that he will refer me to someone else who has like thousands of tons of tomatoes demand. Like it is possible, right? So treat every client equally and for the peak satisfaction rate of this. Word of mouth, which is an unfair advantage you either have or don't, still worth actively cultivating. Not yet. Partner referrals for agency referrals, you don't have enough leverage or case studies for this trust yet. Now, stage 3, 50K to 100K a month, compounding growth. Now you have the data, you focused on it, now you have to compound it. Add LinkedIn to your contacts mix. It attracts higher caliber, bigger budget clients as your average deal size rises. Move fully from leads forms to landing pages for paid ads. The low friction phase has run its course. Add Google ads on your own brand name, protects against competitors bidding on your company name. Introduce partner and agency referrals now. You have enough case studies and credibility to be taken seriously. The momentum story, Nico's agency. He took 12 months to go from 0 to 10K a month in GBP, a lot of grind by most standards. Then it just took him 3 months to go from 10K to 25K a month once the system was set and the referrals compounded. And it took only one further month to go from 25K to 50K a month. Like the growth you see will be compounding. If you are stuck on 0 to 10K, keep going because it will compound further when you reach to 10K or 20K or something like that. Lesson, momentum in referrals and reputation compound non-linearly. It's not linear like you put X amount of efforts and you will get X amount of results. No, there will be some days when you put X amount of efforts and you will get zero results. But it is not going to be like that forever. It's not linear. It's exponential. The early grind is the hardest part. Like I said, 0 to 10K will be your hardest part. Now, if you have a physical business, what changes? You cannot leverage we are local, the trust the same way. You can't just say we are local. Like if I have tomatoes business and I'm selling locally, saying like we are local, we are from the city you're living in. It just really cringe type of way in business world to approach clients. Don't do that. Expect a low conversation rate per outreach. As a result, focus on one outreach channel rather than multi-platform blitz. Like I told you, go on LinkedIn. But if you are doing locally physical business, then go for Facebook or Instagram. Don't go for YouTube, go for Instagram and Facebook. Since volume needs are higher, cold calling remains the highest meeting to book rate option, even out of area physical businesses. Everything else like content, paid ads, referrals mirrors the local business playbook once you clear the stage one, which is 0 to 10K. Online business, what changes? Cold calling is largely unavailable because you have no mobile numbers. Outreach shift to emailing and DMs, and which is through LinkedIn, obviously, but it's your choice. Recommended: send a minimum of 1,000 email per day using tools like Mailchimp, and there are many tools like that. You buy the subscription and sell at least 1,000 emails per day to gain meaningful traction as an online businesses. People generally trust lower to on online businesses than to offline businesses like local businesses. So you must also keep that in mind and outreach to like 10 to 20 times more people than you did if you had a physical businesses to gain the same amount of traction. Facebook Messenger and Instagram often outperform LinkedIn early on because you are the platforms itself are really friendly. Like they are made for friends to contact with each other. So if you reach out through them, it will feel more like a friend. But I will still suggest go with LinkedIn, depending on your niche, which is really important. If you are selling tomatoes, don't go on LinkedIn because no one's going to buy tomatoes on LinkedIn. They will buy if they were on like Facebook or Instagram, like that. Video content, YouTube or short form content like shorts is king online. Content, written content is secondary backup channel. If you're thinking about content creation team, then go first for video content creation. If you don't get confused, I early on said go for LinkedIn and hire a copywriter instead of video editor, but now I'm saying go content. The video form content is the king. No, this is for the second stage, 10K to 50K, right? If you can manage video content, then it's really good. Go for YouTube. But if you can't and you only want professional clients, then go for LinkedIn. Online businesses funnel and AdSense skip leads form for online audiences. They are more sophisticated buyers who expect a real funnel. A VSL means video can work well for complex offers like AI automation and stuff, where the mechanism needs to be explained. At 50K a month, YouTube ads become viable. Longer form 2 to 3 minute ads at a higher cost, but can lead to higher lead quality. By 50K plus, all four pillars, which are outreach, content, paids, and referrals, should be running simultaneously and reinforcing each other, which will compound your growth. Unit 11, getting client for your AI agency. This will be a bit of repetitive now because it is we already talked about getting for your agency and now it's just AI agency. So we will now focus more on AI agencies like SaaS and stuff like that. So if you're not into this, you can just skip or fast forward the video. Channel deprioritized and why? Cold emails, very low reply rates, and inboxes are saturated with generic AI pitches. A lot of people are doing AI businesses right now. So if you cold email, that will just look the same as the people who other people are doing. Cold DMs only effective at a scale with an existing large warm audience, not beginners. Most beginners like this because you are a beginner, right? You don't have audience yet. You have to build them. Door to door, like I said, which is excellent. Go door to door to your local businesses, offer them AI services, and it will also benefit you to explain them more properly. You can't explain someone your AI mechanism, your AI infrastructure, your pipeline, your codes to someone just with just a video, but you can explain it with utmost clarity to someone who's in front sitting of you. Most people fail not from bad strategy, but from giving up early in just 2 to 3 weeks without any results. Remember, you won't see results for the first 5 years of your business. Keep that in mind. Iman Gadzhi said once, if you do anything without any results for the first 5 years, you will master that thing. And after that 5 years, you will see really good results. So if you're starting anything, like literally anything, this doesn't apply only to the business, but anything aside that too. For me, it's content creation. For you, it might be business. For some other person, it might be music. If they put in 5 years of their life into that thing, putting just like 1 to 2 hours a day, anything amount of time they can put in, but every day for 5 years, then they will see results after the 5 years. Outbound versus inbound, the trade off. Outbound, the quick cash route, hunting conversation from scratch, fast results, but low trust. Outbound strategies. Inbound, the freedom route, attraction based, slower to build, but high trust once established. Outbound means you going to the client, like cold emails and DMs and stuff. Inbound means you make something which makes the client comes, like lead magnets or YouTube content and stuff, which makes the client come to you, see your video, and take your services. Outbound works because most competitors are lazy. Simply calling 100 businesses a day put you at the top 1%. You need both at different stages, which is volume rule. Outbound is purely volume game. More calls, more conversation, more demos, more book calls, more closes, more revenue, and track every stage. Like I said, data is really important. 5 steps cold calling system for AI offers. 1. Script reads. Use clay.com, Apollo, or Google Maps for local business names, phone numbers, and emails. Get a dialer, which is really important. Don't dial from your local phone number or your personal phone number. You will get banned. Use a simple script. Use AI for this. Use Claude for it. Provide it with the context. Write your prompt. Put in as much detail as you can. Keep put in more context as much as you can, so that you get the script which suited for you and which would really work for you. Track everything, as I said. Like, if you also have to track the clients you didn't work with, you also have to track the clients you worked with. Like, track literally everything, bro. Tracking everything on Excel sheet might doesn't cost anything. Simple AI agency cold call script. This is just a simple script. You could use this, but I won't suggest it. Make your own. Outsourcing with a commission army. Hire commission only virtual assistants to cold call on behalf of you on your script, obviously. They charge on once you set up your business with them, they will charge you based on commission. Like, if you get one client, they will charge a commission for like 0.5% or 1% or something like that. You could use this, or you can do it on your own. The early they early on, when they generate results, book demos or calls that convert to performance leverages. 500 calls a day become achievable without your own time, dramatically compounding the volume based game, which is outbound reaching. This is a natural step after you have personally validated working script and offer. Only hire someone on commission basis to cold call on your behalf when you have already done your research on the script you are going to talk or going to give to them. The brutal truth about AI gold rush. AI offers convert well today because the category is new and there is low competition. This video, mainly like 80 to 90% of the people literally don't use AI in their life. In 12 to 24 months, expect market saturation. Prospect will have heard AI receptionist pitches dozens of the time. So you have to upgrade yourself if you're running into the field of AI, and you have to upgrade quickly. Competing purely on price against cheaper overseas providers become a race at the bottom. Nobody wins. Don't go to foreign countries and say we are offering the service at a lower cost with the same services. Don't do that. It will just not work. Instead, you have to upgrade on your AI business stuff. If you are doing AI receptionist business, then upgrade to something which is about total AI automation about their business and AI workflows. The AI will do this. Like, provide them more and more about AI. Doing the same thing for 10 years would never work. In AI field, at least, because AI is continually growing and it will keep growing. So you have to also increase your knowledge about AI and provide more different types of services to your clients. The fix: build inbound asset now. You should have a content, build a brand, you should have audience for your brand. If you're at a stage to write 10 to 50K, if you're 0 to 10K, just go locally, pitch local clients, and that will work for you. So outbound isn't your only lever when market shifts. So when you're at stage 2, outbound shouldn't be the only thing you should be able to get clients. These inbound strategies should also work simultaneously along with the outbound to get clients. The last module 2, will now summarize everything we have learned in this masterclass, this workshop. Let's start. Key takeaways and action plans. 6 system at a glance. demand engineering. You have to create waiting list, registration of interest. Assessment turns yours as a service, like we talked about doctors. Doctors would make you do MRI scan, blood test. This is also one of their services. You can do it for your business. Into something people apply for, not to buy for. Cold calling, a volume-driven science, tech stacks, ICP, scripted talk track, objection handling, and relentless KPI tracking. We talked about this. LinkedIn, profile optimization, sales navigation, which you require LinkedIn Premium for that targeting. Warm two-step DM outreach, two-step or five-step. We talked about use the five-step formula. When you put your message on the first pitch, the first day, after the 1 week, you should ideally put your pitch. Who, what, and why method. Define your one dream client. Know the three ways companies make money, and speak to the real pain beneath the ask. Instagram outreach, how hyper-specific compliments, efficient prospecting, micro looms demos, the video demos I'm talking about, story tracking, and upfront value. Make them your friend because you're on Instagram, right? You can make friends on Instagram. Agency growth plan, 0 to 10K outreach only, 10 to 50K ads plus content analysis and concentration on the things that worked in stage 1. 50K plus compound referrals, ads, and stuff like that, which will compound. The golden thread. Every method in this playbook engineers the same underlying dynamic, more demand than supply, which we talked at the first stage. Waiting lists, scorecards, and cold outreach are simply different mechanisms for the same goal. Get in front of the right people and let scarcity do the selling. The demand and supply tension is must. You can't think like I will just cold call more and more people and forget the supply demand tension. No, the supply and demand tension is the core and should be the core of your marketing and getting clients. Know who you serve with total clarity. The single hardest, most valuable decision you will make. Track everything. Rejection with data is progress. Track like literally everything. Rejection with data is progress. Like I told you, you have to also track the clients you didn't work with. You also track the clients you work with. Rejection without data is just noise. Your 5-step action plan this week. For the first stage, pick one client. Write everything about that one client, what he does, which companies he follows, what are his hobbies, what are his pain points. Define him totally. Pick one channel, which will be, let's go with, if you have a really serious professional business, go with LinkedIn. If you are a much friendly business, go with YouTube and Instagram. But choose one only for beginning purposes. Build one asset, a waiting list, a simple scorecard, or cold call script. You should have at least one asset to convert the clients. Set a volume target. Calculate your math for sales, dials, DMs, or AMs that you need daily to hit your revenue goal, which will be 10K for you. You have got to get rid of this idea of fairness. That's if you are doing a good job, then you get paid really well. It's not going to work. It's if you are able to create a demand and supply tension that you get paid really well. Now go create your own demand. Thank you for watching to the end. I hope you have got value you needed from this video. This video was actually, I watched like 10 plus hours of YouTube content on the how to read clients and combined them and presented you in form of PPT. If you want a copy of this PPT, I put the link of my Gumroad site in the description. You can check it out from here if you didn't write notes. Okay, but if you write notes and took notes on this video, that's really good. Comment down what you loved in this video and would like and what video you would like for me to put in next. Like the video if you like my presentation and also subscribe for more videos such as this. Till then, goodbye.